And we're only 16 minutes away from playing the big song. We won't play the song. We'll actually have it sung to us by Mr. David Hanson. Will sing it to us here in 16. Count them, 16 short minutes. And that's plenty of time to get a jumbo foot-long corn dog, nachos, lemonade, lemon shake-up, all kinds of fine concessions. McKinney family on both sides. You know, Mr. Soundman, when I lean out here, I almost hear a squeal. Am I too close? The speaker's too close to me, or am I too close to it? I ain't moving. No, you're fine. Oh, look, here comes the gentleman that's trying to learn to drive a wagon. I don't know how long it is till you drive a car, young man, but you need to work on that wagon skill before you get behind a car and kill me on the highway. He does have an international belt buckle on, so he maybe can drive a tractor, but he ain't worth a darn with a wagon. The one in front of you got a mask on, and one behind you got a funky hat. You're doing good, man. So how many of you were here this afternoon? Huh? Raise your hands. Cool. So you're ready to go. Woo-hoo. You wouldn't think a 314-pound man would go, woo-hoo, but he does. Santa Claus is back with us tonight. Were you here this afternoon, Santa? What were you doing? Mucking stalls for reindeers? Wow. You know how hard it is for me to say mucking stalls for reindeers without screwing that up? Mucking stalls, mucking stalls, mucking stalls. I got to quit saying it. Woo, that's right. But he does have on his new hat. By the time he gets done mucking the stalls between now and December 25th, that hat is not going to be clean. Here comes a young lady carrying her cowboy hat. Is she ashamed of it? Did she got out of the car with it on, then she decided to take it off? What's the deal? Huh. Anyway. Oh yeah. It's going to be an awesome night.
Tell you what, the third performance is the best.
But nothing works like it did at dress rehearsal. You know what, Mark?
That's right.
Practice, 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 Larry.
Is that how you get to Carnegie Hall?
That's right.
There's the side-by-side that is playing the part of an ambulance. Or is that a bambulance? Anyway, as soon as we get the high sign from the track and it becomes 6:30, we are going to make noise. We are going to throw dirt. We're going to have fun. Where else can you go on a Saturday evening for the low amount of dollars you spent to attend this and have this much fun? Nowhere. Remember, if you've got folks at home, you can tell them to go to ntpa.tv and they can watch live stream and video. The only disadvantage of that is they've got to listen to me just like you do. But they could turn the volume down. You can't. You know, I was telling Mark earlier, it seems like 51 weeks ago we did this, didn't we, Mark, right here? 51 weeks ago?
Yes, but I don't think the weather last year was as good as it is this year.
Oh, no.
I think the weather has been phenomenal this year.
It is awesome this year, which worries me what will happen maybe next week or the week after.
I think the fans last year might have been better looking.
No. Oh. Last year there was a whole family of some ugly sons of guns right in front of me. I mean, those poor people, I don't know, I don't think they were inbred, but my God, they were ugly. It was awful.
They were eating on both ends of the corn dog.
Well, they had summer teeth. Some were there and some were not.
Thursday night's crowd got better looking as it got darker.
Oh, yeah, as it gets darker. Well, now Thursday night we had a young couple sharing a corn dog. which I found interesting and a little bit offensive.
They didn't stay the whole time either.
No, they
did
didn't. They got down to the end of that stick and they left. I don't know what happened. Oh, Mark, have you done any Christmas shopping for me yet? I'll shut up.
I've been looking.
You've been looking? All I know is don't order anything off of wish.com. That is not good stuff.
How about Amazon? You don't want anything just showing up at the door?
I am 7 miles from a major hub warehouse in Indiana, and I can order stuff that's supposed to be next day. It'll be there in an hour. They got nothing else to do. You think I'm going, wait, what do you got for me? Oh, you just ordered this. And I said, yeah, an hour ago. Well, here, take it. I have to sign for it? No. You know it was Bernie Frieder's birthday yesterday?
We missed that.
No, somebody did not jump out of the cake, but I understand somebody fell into the cake. So I think that counts. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Is Bernie out there on the track?
But I'm sure he's not. He's probably in the backgrounds, doing something.
This crowd looks like they'd sing happy birthday.
Not if I'm a part of it. Oh, Mark. Oh. Anyway. It's just warm enough, Jeff. Just warm enough. It's a perfect temperature for crowd watching. I'm one of those guys who go to the airport real early and play spy at the airport. You know there's a spy at the airport. Your job's to figure out which one it is. But after 45 years of marriage, my wife finally figured out that I'm hedging the bet on when we need to be at the airport. Because I'm one of those guys that goes too early, But if the flight changes, I'm already there. Nine minutes, ladies and gentlemen, 9. Count them, 9 minutes. And that will give me a little time, because you're thinking, shut up, Larry, we've already had enough and haven't even started pulling yet. That would give me a little time to welcome to you, on behalf of NTPA, to one of 200 events we sanction throughout 2023, and let you know that our major sponsors are with us here tonight. Our signage on this side of the track. And our major sponsors are Case IH, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Mack Trailer, Hot Shot Secrets, Enderley Fuel Injections, and Pico Lubricants, and Ag Protect One. Speaking of Enderley Fuel Injection, the allstarpull.com, go to it and you can get tickets. Next Saturday is the Enderley Pull-Off in Urbana, Ohio. A separate set of points in addition to what they're running for here into season points. And there's like 4 or 5 guys in each division from all over the country qualified for the Enderley Pull-Off. An afternoon and evening session competing for prizes over $100,000 purse. And the Enderley Pull-Off has actually given away so far over $1 million of purse money over the years we've had it. It's similar to the Big Bud Shootout. Kent and Joan Enderley were great friends of NTPA, and they started it, and they've both since passed, but we carry it on in their honor. And it's allstarpull.com. Check it out. September 17th in Urbana, Ohio, the Enderley Pull-Off. It's the 16th, not the 17th, but the signage in front of me that I was reading is wrong. It's the Saturday the 16th, and that sign down there says Saturday the 17th. Can you say that that sign was for last year, and they didn't do the calculations to move it a day sooner? Marvin, make a note. The next one you need to have is the 15th for next year. Either way, next Saturday in Urbana, Ohio, the Enderley Pull-Off. That gentleman bought a box of popcorn just as a sun visor. Yeah, and a Coke. Yeah. You know, you could go down to the NTPA trailer and you could buy an NTPA hat and use as a visor. That way you could eat the popcorn. Just saying. Okay.
Remember, the Sandwich Sports Boosters are having their 50-50 pot. At 1 p.m., it was 10,000.
It was over 11.5 a few minutes ago, they told me.
Okay, we're going to be bearing down on 12,000. So when you leave here tonight, don't leave early to go do it, but stop and buy your tickets over by the yellow building with the brown roof, the ladies' building. It's to help the Sandwich Sports Boosters, and it'll be somewhere around $12,000 probably pretty soon.
I would say it will be,
Yep.
yes.
And help out the local kids.
I still wonder if the ladies know that they're outside their building selling those tickets. The ladies in my neighborhood would want to cut. Just about 5 minutes left for you to get concessions and souvenirs. Just about 5. Once again, if you're watching from home, I know the live stream should be up and running. A lot of you were Facebook messaging and sending me text messages a while ago in the afternoon session, most of which I ignored because I was trying to talk to these people that actually bought a ticket and attended. Anyway, of course, one of our friends, Jamie Quayles, is always with us. He's home watching in a beanbag chair, eating Cheetos. That's all I know. I'm not going to describe the rest of it. How many of you, a couple of them looked up here and laughed, they know. How many of you go to TikTok, huh? Woo-hoo! That's the only thing the pandemic did to me was put another 30 pounds on me and get me addicted to TikTok. We just got a Facebook message wanting to know if Dolly Parton was going to attend this year. You know, she's attended several times over the last 45 years of me announcing, but she's not well, I guess. She's got a cough or something. She won't be here tonight. You ready? All right, Marvin's ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you will, please rise with me. And unless you're in a mobility scooter or a wheelchair, please stand. This is not the NFL. We'll have our national anthem by Mr. David Hanson out there. Here we go. David. Time at the Sandwich Fair. Thank you, Mr. Hanson. Great job as always. We're going to get going here in just a matter of seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to introduce our officials on the track starting line. He's doing duty on both tracks, Mr. Jeremy Bramer. Also, on the finish end, on this side, Mr. Roger Coots out of Wisconsin, and on the other side, Mr. Harold Phipps from Iowa. Harold doesn't mean YMCA, but we're not doing that tonight. We're not going to subject you folks to it. And back there at the sled, we have Mr. Jim Miller and Marvin Epperson back there. Marvin Epperson's a competition director and head of tech and safety, and Jim builds tracks all over the country, and he's technically our event manager for this event. And up here I have the entry clerk, statistician, and everything else, keeps us all in order, and computer guru, Melissa Graham, with me up here, as well as Mark Tuttle. My name's Larry Richwine, unless you don't like what you're hearing, and then it's Doc Riley. If you do like what you're hearing, my name's Larry Richwine. You knew that, most of you. Most of you either are or will be a Facebook friend before the night's out. Only had 5 requests last night, only had turned down 2. They looked a little shady. And as you guys know, my standards are pretty high. Right, Mark?
You set them very, very high.
No, I wasn't high.
That's right. Well, that was Wednesday night after you were on the campground.
Yeah. Wednesday night, I came back to my camper, and there was a whiff of marijuana smoke coming my way. And
It was more than a whiff.
Anyway, and they were cooking, and I said, boy, that smells good. I didn't distinguish between the marijuana or the food. But the next night, I heard this on my door, and they had made some food and offered it to me, and I'm thinking, all right, I'll eat the food. Anyway.
I thought your Thursday night performance was a little higher than the other night.
My Thursday night performance might have been a little bit higher with secondhand smoke. I'm not sure. Just enough that when I drove by the Trump store in Salmonlock, I thought, what the heck is that? Jeez, oh, Pete's. Santa, do you deliver to the Trump store? Surely you don't, or do? I mean, you can't have a political stance. Come on, Santa. Super Farm Pulling, Jason Bensler with the plastic money. Get to this in just a second. Remember, our first competitor in each class has the option to take it or not because he is a test puller. We'll find out from Roger Coots if he accepted it. He went 325.890, 325.890. Did he take it, Roger? He dropped to the bottom. He thinks he can go farther than 325. Our tracks are lined to 350. However, we will not have a pull-off, so we will measure as far as they go. Up first on the grandstand side will be Mr. Brett Berg on the mod class here in a moment. Up next on the infield side, Mr. Gary Chevette out of Reedsburg, Wisconsin, with a new Attitude tractor.
We want to thank these great sponsors for help putting on the 2023 tractor pull tonight. We want to thank Swanson Real Estate, Aurora Transmission, Townsend Forestry, Crack Attack Concrete, Feast Oil, thanks to Mike Feast, First National Bank of Omaha, Tough Toy Farms, thanks to Robert and Trenton Tough Toy out of Newark, Granco FS, and Heartland Bank, thanks to some of these fine sponsors.
So, I believe we're going to stay on the Super Farm side. We got more in that class than we do the other one, so we'll run 2 or 3 of those before we start the mod class. I'm getting all kinds of messages already. I don't know that I like to be messaged that quick. That's almost scary. You know, Mark, when they start criticizing you before you say too much? Maybe that's what they're trying to avoid me saying too much.
Larry, there's a fine line between following and stalking.
Trust me, the people that are commenting are not stalking me. And if they are, they ain't getting too far, put it that way. I'd like to remind everybody that this Super Farm class is sponsored by High Torque. It's the High Torque Super Farm class. High Torque Super Farm division. Gary Chevette will be up next. a new attitude out of Wisconsin. He came down to Florida last year and ran with us down there at the Ocala event in January. If you're in Florida in January, the Ocala event, I believe, is the third weekend of January down there. I don't know for sure yet, but it'll be coming out soon. We're going to do that again. It's under roof because when you're in Florida, you know it can rain anytime. Somebody said, why don't you pull tractors in Florida in the summertime? And I said, have you ever been to Florida in the summertime? Those people had not. Mosquitoes carry small children away. Swamp buggies run over you at Walmart. I mean, I'm just saying. And then we're back in April down there. We go to the Clay County Fair just south of Jacksonville. It's under a roof too, 400 and some odd foot long roof, no walls. I didn't realize it was raining and storming outside and announcing it last year. And the tractor started coming in wet. I looked outside the walls and I thought, wow, it's dark, it's storming out there. I didn't go out till it quit. I was a wimp. Most of you has already assumed that one. I was a wimp. Gary Chebec, Super Farm class, 9,300 pound, limited to a 3-inch turbocharger. Calls it New Attitude. He'll be our first measurable distance because the first guy dropped. Nice run, nice run. Let him hear you. Woo-hoo. Get the distance in just a second. Nice straight run. Didn't have to hit the brakes. .550, first place. 328.550. And that noisy thing you hear is Brett Berg on the Red Seed Moneymaker out of Farmington, Minnesota. He's currently third place in points. The Ramblin' Rose is first place in points, and Simon Says is second. They're tied, I'm sorry, they're tied for first and second. This tractor's in third. Brett Bird out of Farmington, Minnesota. Tough running tractor, and if you haven't got earplugs yet, use your fingers, folks. It will be loud. Think about those guys outside on the midway thinking, what the heck is going on over there? Now he'll be test hook as well over there, so he'll have a choice to make whether he wants to accept that or turn it down. Gets a chain tight, waits for the green flag. And he's got it up to Brett Berg with the Rank Seed sponsor tractor. We need a tow tractor. Now he's test puller. Remember, he has the option, if he wants to turn that down. I don't think I would. 350 feet, .490. Woohoo! 350.490 for Brett Berg.
Hey, we want to thank Granco FS Fuel Division, Heartland Bank, Hollenbeck Construction, Narvik Concrete, the Earth Movers Credit Union, Crow's Auto Repair out of Plano, Olson Roofing, and Today Cartage out of Plano, Illinois. Some of our fine sponsors for this year's 2023 tractor pull.
Look at all that dirt that was behind him between the sled and those tires. And he dug some holes. That was Green Energy out of Michigan, Kevin Miganault. I probably butchered it, I'm sorry. Either way, made a nice pass. Not too from our leader distance marker. Second place, 324.780. 324.780. Good enough for second spot. The Green Energy tractor. That should bring up Red Resurrection out of Iowa on the Super Farm side. Andy Schultz. One of those nights, Mark, my pronunciations are going to be close.
Well, over in the campground the last 3-4 nights.
Well, yeah, but
you've been introduced to a new type of air.
Oh, it was in the air. So much so that I opened the window in the camper, and I don't think I've ever opened the window on one side.
Hey, the equipment you see out on the track has been sponsored by these local dealers. El Torfer Cat Equipment, Atlas Crane out of Ottawa, Alta Equipment, Peru and Bolingbrook, the Bird Farms, Jackson Transport out of Seneca, Illinois, Bernie Frieders, his sons Chad and Scott putting a lot of effort in tonight, Casey Equipment, McCann Industries, your Case Construction dealer, Frieders Builders, Y-Tech Excavating, Midwest Access Solutions, Four Season Landscape, Sunbelt Rentals, United Rentals, West Side Tractor, and thanks to Everett and Win Vandermeer.
Dylan Owens up next out of Montgomery, New York with the Thorn tractor. All the way from New York, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Owens. Remember our leader, Mr. Brett Berg, out there at 350 and change. Dylan Owens, get the distance in just a second. And Dean Halicki, I I am sorry. Brett even texted me that you were driving Dean. You were driving tonight on the Rink Seed Moneymaker, and I spaced it. Brett Berg was not driving. That's the Red Resurrection out of Reedland, Iowa. Andy Schultz on the Super Farm side. But Dean Halicki was driving the first tractor on the mod side, and I spaced it. Brent even texted me, and I responded, okay. Dean used to have a semi, and now he has a Super Farm. Does a lot of driving. Dean Halicki? Or is it a 4-1? Now he has a tractor. Used to have a semi. I think you're right. I think it is 4-1. Melissa, I'm so glad you're here because Matt corrected you. Well, thanks, Matt. I'm not a very smart man. I'm just a monkey holding the microphone. I can read things but not pronounce them correctly. So on the mod side, that should bring up Doug Christensen out of Glencoe, Minnesota, driving the Pack Rat 4.
Again, some of our fine sponsors, you'll see them listed up and down the track on the signage out there. When you see them throughout the year, give them a thank you. It goes a long ways for us, helping put on truck and tractor pulls here at the Sandwich Fair. And we want to thank A&P Grain Systems out of Maple Park, Ace Hardware, Joe Ford Mercury, Hartman Concrete out of Sandwich, Henrich Lawn Care, Uptown Automotive, Angie Sugar Buzz Bakery, Baker Farms Partners, the Beer Money Pulling Team, Holly Septic, Brian Michaels Masonry, Bud Sitko, and Johnny K, some of our fine sponsors.
Not only does he crash the wagon, but he dropped $1, and some good citizen pointed it out to him. Not that I'm criticizing the Boy Scout skills at pulling a wagon. Up next on the mod side, Doug Christensen with the Pack Rat 4. Well, the fire goes out when the parts quit coming out. The front motor lost a head gasket and maybe some parts. I'm not sure what happened. I don't see any oil or parts on the ground. We do need a tow tractor. On the Super Farm side, that's going to bring up Eddie Rowe out of Paris, Kentucky with the Redwiser. might be a good time to announce that, AKE, the official fire extinguisher of the NTPA officials, the world's best fire extinguisher, AKE. Stop Fire, that's the name of it. World's best fire extinguisher. Every one of our officials has one on his belt. I don't even see any oil down, is there, Harold? Is there any oil down at all? It contained it, but the fire come out to let us know there was something wrong. So let him hear you as he comes around. Doug Christensen, that may be all he gets. What was his distance? I'm sorry, I missed it. I was too busy watching the fire. 256. 296. I can't read. That could have been a 5 if I wrote it. 296.5. Show it to Mark. Get a second opinion. Could that have been a 5?
We could average it. That could be a 276. I don't know.
I'm just saying.
She's had a long day.
Not really. It's been a great day. Great day for tractor pulling at the Sandwich Fair. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for backing me up, man.
I'm not going down with you, Larry. You're on your own.
I'm just saying. So anyway, Eddie Rowe with the Redweiser up next from Paris, Kentucky on the Super Farm side. Here's a fun fact, Mark. You know if you got hair in your ears, the earplugs don't work as well?
You have brought more knowledge to this fair this week.
I'm just saying.
We have covered everything from death to cemeteries.
We haven't talked about death yet tonight. We
Not
will.
tonight, but you've covered it every other poll. And now hair in the ears.
Hair in the ears causes earplugs not to work as well.
It's just starting. I don't know where we'll be here and halfway through the poll, what you'll be talking about.
Well, I don't know. I went to be pre-law and I wound up pre-med and didn't get any of it done. So anyway. Actually, I did complete the BS course.
Actually, it is Saturday night at the Sandwich Fair, and we ought to hear something out of this crowd. Where are they?
Yeah, buddy. Here, look at that. Harold Phipps dropped his contact lens, and he's trying to find it in the track over there. No, he's finding really small particles of engines, aren't you? He calls it Redweiser, and that's all she wrote. That's Eddie Rowe out of Paris, Kentucky. $275.060. Good enough for 4 spots so far. $275.060. Both of the Bumgard sleds are sponsored by Coltrane Energy Drink. If you want to get wired, I did. I took one drink and it was up for days. Jack Kielmeyer up next out of Minnesota with the Jacked Up Relentless. Jack's had 2-wheel drive. Jack had semis. Pulling vehicle. His son still pulls 2-wheel drive. But this is Jacked Up Relentless. Jack Kielmeyer up next. Lost the blower belt, lost the blower pulley, was riding the brake to stay in bounds, which I think he did. Had a little flash fire in front of his eyes. That's why we have him in fire suits. Jack Kielmeyer, get the distance just a second for you. 3:15.955. Good enough for third spot. 3:15.955. Lee Butts up next from Fairgrove, Michigan, with the press-on tractor on the Super Farm side. Lee Butts, our next competitor. Once again, I'd like to remind everybody the NTPA merchandise trailer is here. First time for several years it's been with us here at the Sandwich Fair. They're over here east of the announcer stand. They've got all kinds of merchandise, a limited number and limited sizes left of the Sandwich Fair event t-shirt, and also the beer money merchandise and everything next to them. Don't forget there's delicious corn dogs, nachos, lemon shake-ups. The McKinney family on both sides of the track. The corn dogs are fat guy approved by me. Well, you know, you got to be something, be a testament to corn dogs.
Mr. Lane Pickwell on the 1953 Super M pull-off tractor there. That's Grandpa's tractor. Thanks for bringing it down, Lane.
Lee Butts got the chain tight, the green light on the sled, waiting on the green flag, and he's got it. Lee Butts, Fairgrove, Michigan, calls it Press On. Will be up next. The Boy Scouts have soda pop, popcorn, earplugs, peanuts, all kinds of good things brought right to your seat. I don't know, did he do it, guys? Awful close to that leader marker. Not sure. Get the distance in just a second. $322.815 for Lee Butts. 322.815. Good enough for third spot so far. On the mod size, Jeff Rose up next from Glencoe, Minnesota with the Giddy Up tractor. This tractor runs 2 engines in the light mod, 3 engines in the modified class we have here, and 4 engines in the unlimited mod. Jeff Rose up next with the Giddy Up tractor with Glencoe, Minnesota. get the distance in just a second. .329 even, 329 even, good enough for second spot. That should bring up Tony Seatsma up next out of Allendale, Michigan with the Wolverine deer on the Super Farm side. You know, Hot Shot Secret's one of our sponsors for the summer. Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme, the official fuel additive of the NTPA and the strongest diesel additive on the market. Trusted by thousands, Diesel Extreme is a complete 6-in-1 fuel additive that cleans and protects your injectors while boosting your fuel cetane by 7 points or more to give you that extra horsepower, torque, and fuel economy that you're looking for. A top quality product with proven results, Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme cleans, protects, and brings your diesel engine back to life. Available nationwide at O'Reilly Auto Parts, AutoZone, Tractor Supply, Amazon, and Walmart, and also at HotShotSecret.com. I know there's a Chevrolet Duramax over there in the campground. That's a Duramax. Got all the fuel, every tank I put in, I add some Diesel Extreme. And it has increased my mileage going down the road pulling the trailer. Tony Seatsma, the Wolverine deer. Yeah, buddy. What do you think, guys? Don't think he quite made that leading distance marker, but he had a good run going. I know he's got a good camshaft. It got down there and hung right in there and kept going, didn't it? The Wolverine deer's been running the Super Farm class since it was actually started with NTPA. 316.690, good enough for fifth spot. 316.690. Joseph Fintak from North Collins, New York. Yes, I said New York. Joseph Fintak up next for the North American tractor. That's the name of it, it's North American. And that should bring up Jesse Roberts on the Super Farm side as well with the Wicked Whitetail. On behalf of the Sandwich Fair and NTPA, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out here tonight to watch this show. And if you're watching from home on live stream, welcome to NTPA.tv. We're glad to have you. Hope you're enjoying yourself at home. We really enjoy sharing what we do and love with you guys here at the track and at home. Joseph Fintak, out of New York with the North American. We got a fire. Harold's got it. He's used in one of those stop fire extinguishers. Harold Phipps just casually walked up, took the fire extinguisher from the holster, and went, it's out. 279.680, good enough for sixth place. 279.
Almost in John Wayne style.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I see the fire, I put out the fire is gone. Seriously, as far as actual what we spend on track purpose from our officials, it's fire extinguishers. Our biggest concern is fire. Even though we always have local fire departments standing by, 90% of it's just what you see there. It's either oil fire or a little fuel burning out of an intake manifold and a couple and it's gone. And that's the official sound of the AKE fire stops. That is the sponsor. That's the sound. Took me years to learn that. That's not good. That's not good. That was Jesse Roberts with the Wicked Whitetail. And that's called driveline failure or out of gear, and oh my God, the RPMs. So we'll find out if he's okay or what's happening. But RPMs were achieved, not normally, that tractor would do. Only the second time he's driven that tractor. His first attempt, or this afternoon was his first time down the track. Yeah. Well, we'll find out what's happening, if he's done, or what's going on, or getting ready to tow him off. Did we have a distance? I'm sorry, if it was on the board, I didn't get it.
Just try to make it go. If we're all going here, then you have to keep it up. All right, everybody's talking over each other. 104.185.
104.185 was his distance. 104.185.
Hey, Daryl, I'm going to send this back.
104.185 is his official distance. He will not be back. Tommy Owens up next out of Montgomery, New York with the Ramblin' Rose tractor. Now, if you were here this afternoon, I told you that his father was cremated and his ashes are in a container in between the frame rails of this tractor. So he's got his dad riding on the tractor with him. His dad pulled tractors for many, many years back when I had hair. That's the Ramblin' Rose, Mr. Tommy Owens. But his father's ashes are riding along with him as we speak. So technically, we don't allow two riders on one tractor other than if they have been cremated. Now, another note, he is tied currently for the points lead with Brandon Simon, who is next. So we're going to decide a point champion here in just a matter of minutes. The distance for Tommy is 354.460. First place, the Ramblin' Rose, 354.460. But the next one up on that side, Brandon Simon, is tied with him. So if Brandon goes further than him, he will win. If Brandon doesn't, Tommy will win. That should bring up Ryan Anderson, the checking out tractor from Hoopeston, Illinois. Now this afternoon, Mark, remember, I found it curious that we had one guy riding with ashes down the track on one track and a mortician on the track on the other track. It's happening again. Tommy's father just went down the track with him, his cremated remains, and on the other track coming up right now is the mortician from Hoopeston, Illinois, Ryan Anderson.
We're concerned that the planets are aligning, aren't we? That everything's...
All I know is I got to quit watching all those shows on the Travel Channel about haunted places and ghosts and stuff. And that Zach guy that's on Ghost Show or whatever, he used to do Junkyard Wars years ago in California, like 20 some odd years ago, and I actually went out there and taped an episode. I was a judge. They built mini rods out of Junkyard Wars. I was the judge for that event. Ryan Anderson, let's see what he can do. Yeah, looks like a new leader from my point of view. Woo-hoo! Ryan Anderson, his engine builder, winning the points for the diesel superstock. I'd say he just took the lead. Out of Hoopeston, Illinois, 331.830, good enough for first place. The checking out tractor, let him hear you, 331.830. Woo-hoo! I believe he's the only mortician currently competing in NTPA. We don't have too many. So, that's going to bring up Brandon Simon with the Simon Says 4-engine mod out of Farley, Iowa. Remember, they were tied. He was tied with Tommy that just ran. So between the two of them, whichever one takes the lead or beats the other one will be a point champion, I believe. That's just how close it is, ladies and gentlemen. 1 or 2 points, not uncommon to settle at the very last event. And I believe Mr. Anderson going past you is currently second place in points, behind Mr. Freeze on the Super Farm side, which hasn't ran yet. And I know that Ryan gained a bunch of points on him this afternoon, so I don't know how close that one is. 9 points? I doubt if that happens, but we'll see. Brandon Simon. Simon Says 4-engine mod tractor out of Farley, Iowa, up next. you think, guys? You think he did it? We're going to find out together. Brandon Simon with the Simon Says tractor. I'd say he did it. That'll be your point champion. 365.015. 365.015. That deserves a couple. Woohoos! Yeah, buddy. And the crowd went wild saying, woohoo! Yeah, buddy. Brandon Simon, your 2023 points winner in the modified class. Brandon, I know you can hear me. Heck of a run, young man. Heck of a run. So on the Super Farm side, it'll be Brad Hart up next with the Don't Ask tractor out of Clayton, Michigan. Brad Hart. Right there, he got him. I don't know. He's awful close to that leading distance marker. I don't think he quite got it. .323.175. Good enough for fourth spot for Brad Hart. 323.175. That should bring up Les Corporal, which I believe is our last competitor in the mod class, will be up next. Les out of Marion, Indiana, calls it corporal punishment. He owns Modern Machine up there, and him and his cousin build a lot of modified two-wheel drive, four-wheel mini rods. They build all kinds of chassis for these guys, specialty gearboxes. Les is quite the machinist, but he also has his own tractor. I watched Les and his cousin both grow up. Fine young men, great businessmen. Les Corporal up next. He's got the green flag. Let's see what he can do. Les Corporal out of Marion. I don't know. He's right down there in the hunt. Get the distance in just a moment. We'll run down the top five. 344.250, good enough for fourth spot. 344.250 for Les. He can hear you. Give it up for Les Corporal. Woo! All right, here's how they finished. And by the way, we'll do the point plaque presentation will be after the conclusion of all classes tonight. So Brandon Simon will need you up here after the show is over. So first place and congratulations on both the points title and the win tonight, Mr. Brandon Simon at 365.015. Second place, Tommy Owens at 354.46. Brett Berg, driven by Dean Halicki tonight, was third place at 350.44. Les Corporal just ran in fourth place at 344 and change. And Jeff Rose fifth at 329 even. That's how they finished in the mod class. We'll make some weight changes and we'll come right back at you on that track over there. You know, we talked about Mack Trailer being one of our sponsors. Mack Trailer Manufacturing is respected as the nation's foremost manufacturer of dumps, flatbeds, transfers, dry bulk pneumatic tank trailers, as well as liquid tank trailers. Mack Trailer provides ongoing solutions through high-tech product innovation and advanced engineering capabilities. As a national leader in the trailer and tank manufacturing business, Mack Trailer serves the industry with trailers, tank trailers, certified service locations all across the country, and a vast dealer network. A fully stocked aftermarket parts department to meet your rigorous demands and your hauling requirements. Mack Trailer, that's experience and excellence. Check them out at macktrailer.com. If I'm correct, that should bring up Dan, is it Schulte? I'm sorry. He's dropping 6 as well? So that's going to bring up Dave Whalen then. Okay, Dave Whalen will be up next. My Last Excuse out of Tipton, Michigan will be our next competitor on the Super Farm. Somebody just checked in from Ocala, Florida. They're watching you because they think you watch them on their live stream in January. We won't tell them otherwise. And they think we need to bring some of you people with us to Ocala. We're impressed by the participation I'm getting from the crowd. And I have to admit, as crowds go, nobody goes, woo-hoo, like you guys do. There you go. Be a good time for me to get religion, wouldn't it? I could just be up there on the pulpit and say, what do you think? Amen. And they'd all go, amen. Anyway, but that would cause lightning strikes and possible rain. My Last Excuse, Dave Whalen. Well, it snuffed it out right there, didn't it? He went down the right side, took a little bit different path, really hooked to the track. Dave Whalen. Get the distance for you in just a second. .315.615, good enough for 8th place. 315.615. That's going to bring up John Silsby out of Union City, Michigan, with the Crop Doctor up next. Crop Doctor.
Again, we want to thank some of these fine sponsors to help put on this year's tractor pull. Henrich Lawn Care, Uptown Automotive, C&A Custom Woodworking, Holly Septic, Johnny K's, Larson Auto Repair, Leland Farmers Grain, Leo's Trophies, Midwest Dirt Parks, thanks Kurt Parks, O'Neill Glass, Perkins Graphics, and thanks to all the folks over to Rambo's Bar and Grill right downtown Salmonock.
So they'll make the weight changes and we'll get ready for the Pro Stock on the grandstand side. £10,000 Pro Stock with a 6-inch inlet turbocharger limit. Remember I told you about the Mike Connie with Mack Trailer. He owns Mack Trailer, had a spare engine in the trailer, complete turbo injection pump and everything. Well, they used it this afternoon. Took a little less than an hour and a half to change the engine in the tractor. On location with a telehandler, change an engine. A big fluffy engine. Is somebody taking pictures for evidence, or did you see your neighbor with somebody else you shouldn't have been with? Why are you taking pictures of the crowd there, young man?
My wife.
That's your wife? You took a picture of your wife?
And their wife, and their wife, and his wife.
Is your wife with somebody she shouldn't be? Is that why you're taking a picture of her? All right. You know, if you're there taking the picture, it really seems redundant that you got to have, don't take it, your phone will break. Yeah, okay. All right. You're going to be, oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, put that on Facebook on my page, and then you keep away the rats. Yeah, you'll be scrolling through photos and think, who the heck's that fat guy? You'll say, I think that's Doc Riley. Anyway, Doc is not fat. Should be Kevin Smucker over there, and it is. Pro Stock, Kevin Schmucker out of Louisville, Ohio. The Get Her Done Deer will be our first puller. Remember, he's our test puller. He has the option to accept that distance he goes or turn it down. Nice pass for John Silsby with the crop doctor on the Super Farm side. You can clap for him. Give it up for him. Woo-hoo! Kevin Smucker is making his way out to the track on the Pro Stock side. .210. 324.210. Good enough for fourth spot for the crop doctor. 324.210. Some of you are still coming in. Where have you been? Why aren't you been here earlier? What's the deal? Better have a flat tire in the trunk. Better be able to have an excuse. The Pro Stock 680 cubic inch limit with a 6-inch turbo makes that whoop, 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 whoop sound. Nice cowboy hat, young man. Nice cowboy hat. Take a photo of that son of a gun. Woo! My goodness. Yeah, buddy, the Get Her Done Deer, he has the option to accept that or not. He was clawing for every one of those last few inches. We'll see if he's going to accept it or not. .450, 324.450, and he has the option. Did he accept it, Harold? .450. Did he take it? He's dropping to the bottom. He's dropping to the bottom. He thinks he can do better later. On the Super Farm side, it's Brooke Ferris with us. Absolutely nuts. was Brooke Ferris with the Absolutely Nuts tractor out of Addison, Michigan. $318.215 for Mr. Ferris. $318.215. Good enough for 8th place, I believe. Mike Connie should be up next. We made no changes to the sled, so he'll be our first measure distance. Was it Mike's tractor or the other one changed the engine? It was this one. So this tractor coming to the track has the engine in it that was in the trailer, complete, injection pump, turbo, everything. Set it in the frame in one piece. Less than an hour and a half to change the engine. And it's a big fluffy engine. Mike Connie, owner of Mac Nasty. He's driving Mac Nasty out of Beloit, Ohio. When you say Mac trailer, that's the man that owns it and runs it and built it. So, he'll be our first recorded distance on the Pro Stock side, 10,000 pound Pro Stocks. Mac Nasty tractor.
Again, thanks to Thorpe Construction, Tri-County Landscape, Turner Eichner Funeral Home, W.E. Mundy Landscaping, Worley Custom Fabrication, Whitaker Auto Salvage, Westfall Farms, Wilwick Farms Trucking, Boston Brothers Chevrolet in Sublette, Illinois, and Extreme Team, the lawn maintenance people.
A fresh spare engine. Let's see what he can do. Most of my spare parts were used parts. I guarantee you that was not. All right. Woo! Give him a shout out. Change the engine between rounds. Get the distance for you in just a second. He does not have the option, so we'll see what he did in just a second. Well past the 300-foot mark. $322.370. First place so far, $322.370 for the Mac Nasty, driven by Mike Connie. So that should bring up our current point leader in the Super Farm class, Greg Fries out of Morrison, Tennessee with the Deer Tracks. So we're going to decide a point champion here in just a few minutes. We may have to do a few math equations. But the guy that was behind him in second place has already run, Ryan Anderson, to Check It Out tractor. But this is Greg Fries with the Deer Tracks up next on the Super Farm side. Yeah, buddy. Woo! Nice pass. Whenever you can outrun your smoke, the smoke's bending behind you, you're going pretty fast down the track. So, the one he wants to beat the most is Ryan Anderson. He went 329.645, good enough for second spot, 329.645. I believe he'll clinch the points title, won't he? Get Melissa to confirm on that. I think so. 329.645. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your 2023 points winner for the Super Farm class, Mr. Greg Fries. The Deer Tracks. On the Pro Stock side, should bring up Rob Russell out of Prescott, Iowa with the Workhorse. Russell up next, the Pro Stock side. What do you guys think, huh? Woo! Good looking Redwood with a green engine under the hood. .035, good enough for second spot so far for the workhorse. 316.035. You know, one of our other NTPA sponsors, Senpico Lubricants, welcomes you to today's event. They're entering their 28th year of involvement with NTPA in the sport of truck and tractor pulling. Senpico is proud to be a part of NTPA and the relationship with the competitors and you, the fans. For 112 years, Central Petroleum Company has manufactured Senpico lubricants for over the road or in the field. Specialty lubricants formed with highest quality heavy-duty components for heavy-duty equipment. Check them out at senpico.com or find your local dealer online. Should bring up Dan Schulte out of Dyersville, Iowa with the Binder Express. Dan Schulte, Binder Express, up next on the Super Farm side. All right, get to this in just a second. Pretty nice pass for Dan. Binder Express, 327.150. Good enough for fourth spot, 327.150. Dan Schulte with the Binder Express. That should bring up Jack Mays from Amity, Missouri with a billet binder on the Pro Stock side. And I believe Stan Warda will be up next with Hammer and Hank on the Super Farm side. You know, Ag Protect One Insurance is the official insurance of NTPA. They service everybody with crop insurance and insurance for your farm and equipment. Check them out at agprotect1.com. Made the flagman walk backwards. What do you think, huh? Woo-hoo! Jack Mays, Amity, Missouri, the Bill Binder. Beautiful pass.
Best crowd we've had all week, Larry. You got them all going woo-woo.
Well, you know what? They're a woo-hoo kind of crowd, you know?
They're a good crowd tonight.
347.975 for Jack Mays. 347.975. And Hammer and Hank went right on down there too. Stan Warda. Hammer and Hank. But you're right, Mark. This crowd is a woohoo kind of crowd. Yeah, buddy. Can I take you guys with me the next 51 weeks? You'd get real tired of me, but I wouldn't get tired of hearing it. Okay, where are you guys going? What happened? Is there an emergency at home? You're just leaving? You're going to go have a beverage? All right. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for taking photos of everybody that shouldn't have been with somebody. That's the bunch right there. Yeah, if you were with somebody you weren't supposed to be, that man took a photo of you with her. And I don't know if he's on that committee at church or what, but he was sure interested on who was with who. Just saying. You know, I'm fortunate enough to get to come up here and visit you folks. It's like having a family reunion and a tractor pull breaks out. You know, Mark?
Glad to have you back every year, Larry. Glad to have you back.
Well, evidently the authorities haven't caught up with me because they keep allowing me back in the county. So, Jack Wishmeyer's going to drop. James Ray's up next out of Salem, Ohio with the Mac Daddy tractor. Did our first guy in the Super Farm drop, or did he take his distance? If not, we're done. He dropped? Okay, so we got one to go on the Super Farm side. Cool. Wasn't for Melissa. I couldn't keep it straight. She's keeping track of things. You guys are leaving too? All right, well, have fun, whatever it is you're going to go do. It's not my bedtime yet. Did I miss somebody on early call bedtime? I don't know.
Remember to get your t-shirts over here, NTPA trailer. Got that great Sandwich Fair 2023 edition t-shirt, plus all the regular NTPA paraphernalia. Hats, jackets, shirts, sweatshirts. They got it all. It's right over here.
They've got stuffed animals with an NTPA logo embroidered on their chest. I think that's cool, but they're cute.
Well, it didn't bother me.
How do you know?
It's right over here, east of the announcer's booth. All kinds of stuff over here. So before you go home,
as well as the beer money trailer.
Do your Christmas shopping.
Yeah, if you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, now's a great time to start. I wear a 4X if you're going to buy something from me. I'll shut up. I'm not proud of it, but I wear one. I'm just glad Walmart started recognizing the big man size. Okay. So, our first tractor in our Super Farm is back because he dropped, and that'll be our last tractor in tonight's competition. Jason Bensner with the Plastic Money out of Edwardsburg, Michigan. And remember, you guys that I said become point winners, after tonight's competition, we'll present all 4 plaques for the points title champions. Plastic Money coming down the track. Oh, I don't know. What do you think, guys? Did he pass that distance marker for the leader? We'll find out in a second. James Ray will be up next with the Mac Daddy tractor on the Pro Stock. 329.900, good enough for second place. Just went down the track on the Super Farm side. 900. We'll run down how the top 5 finished, and then we'll move on to the diesel superstock class. So, first place, and congratulations to Ryan Anderson, checking out tractor at 331.83. Jason Benster just ran, and he went 329.9 for second. Mr. Freeze, our point winner, point champion, got third at 329.6. Stan Warda, Hammer and Hank, went 328.5 for fourth. And fifth place, Gary Chevek at 328.50. That's how they finished the top 5 in the Super Farm side. So we'll reweight the sled and come back with diesel superstocks. We don't have to worry about who the champion is because he's already got it clinched. It's the Super Rooster out of Petersburg, Indiana, is going to be the point champion, is the point champion in the diesel superstock class. But our winner for this afternoon is actually our first hook out here this evening. Matt Goodwin with the Intimidator will be our first hook on the diesel side. The James Ray driving the Mac Daddy out of Salem, Ohio. Up next, that's the trailer mate to Mac Nasty that's just been out there that changed the motor this afternoon in less than an hour and a half. I'm sorry, changed the engine. There's got to be an engineer somewhere in the crowd that says a motor is electric, an engine runs on fuel. But if you look in the Urban Dictionary under motor, it'll say engine. Mac Daddy. Get the distance just a second. That was a pretty good woohoo, but there was one poor guy that was late. Everybody else already said it, and he went woohoo. It kind of sounded like me, but it wasn't me. 336.020, good enough for second spot. 336.020 for the Mac Daddy tractor. So, as we get our sled ready for the diesel superstock, they weigh 8,000 pounds, but they're allowed to have 3 or 4 turbochargers under the hood. You talk about a high maintenance vehicle. These are high maintenance vehicles. But then they all are. There is no real starter level of any class of NTPA. Somebody will say, well, maybe I'll start in the Super Farm or the Hot Farm class. That won't cost as much. Bull. It'll cost as much if you keep trying it. Tractor pulling's a little bit like cancer. You can get it into remission, but you cannot get it out of your system. And if you're a puller and you quit pulling, you won't go because you don't want to feel bad. But then your buddies will say, hey, we're going to the pull. You want to go? Nah, no. Oh, come on, go. We'll have fun. And you sit there and you see a guy run, you think, geez, oh, Pete, I could have beat him with the stuff I sold. And the next thing you know, you're building one again. Let's put it this way. You have a lot of repeat customers, put it that way. Our first out, Matt Goodwin with the Intimidator out of Iowa. He won this afternoon by like 30 feet. So let's see what he can do tonight. He'll have the option. So technically, if he didn't think he did good enough, he can drop and come back and do it. We just seen Plastic Money do that, and it worked for him. Mark, have you read the funeral home sponsor late yet?
I did catch that.
I didn't hear it. I was listening for it.
No, Turner Eichner Funeral Home. Now, I believe he knows your buddy from Hoopston who pulled here
Oh, I'm
tonight.
sure they do. They all stick together.
That's right. And
They have coffee and discuss rates.
they went to high school together, and they went to mortuary school together.
Those are your.
Turner Eichner Funeral Home over in Salmonac, one of our great sponsors, along with Worley Custom Fabrication and W.E. Mundy Landscaping. We want to thank Southtown Auto out of Todd's Towing and Stahl Service and Repair, one of our pullers on Thursday night, and one of the great mechanics runners. State Farm Insurance, thanks to Bob Wright, and Superior Diesel. Some of our fine sponsors for this year's 2023 tractor pull.
At the 135th Sandwich Fair.
You know, we have not seen Larry Danowitz yet.
I seen him the other day in a golf cart. He waved at me. I said, "Hi, Larry." He goes, "Hi, Larry." It was Larry squared there for a moment. You know, when you get two Larrys in a room, one of them usually says, "Are you a Lawrence or a Larry?" I'm usually the guy that says that. I'm a Larry. I'm not a Lawrence. I believe he's a Larry as well.
I believe he is a Larry.
Yeah, buddy. Woohoo! Matt Goodwin, the Intimidator, he won this afternoon and laid down a beautiful run right then. Get the distance for you in just a second. For you Enderley scorekeepers, Enderley pull-offs next weekend, the 5 qualifiers for the Enderley pull-off in the Super Farm division is Deer Tracks, Checking Out, Binder Express, My Last Excuse, and Plastic Money. Matt Goodwin just went 350 feet, .065, 350.035. That's Brandon Simon with Loud and Heavy out of Farley, Iowa on the Pro Stock side. Remember, he won the mod side points. And now he's out here with one of his Pro Stocks. He's got 2. Pro Stock distance for Loud and Heavy, 346.645. Second place, 346.645. That's going to bring up. Matt Goodwin did accept his distance. You know, I assumed that when he went 350. I guess I shouldn't have. I should have asked, but since he won by like 30 feet this afternoon and went 350 tonight, he accepted it. That's good. I'm glad. Up next on the Superstock side, Mr. Lock and Load, Steve Burge out of Lynn, Indiana. Well, Lock and Load fans, you're up. Tim Vorwald should be up on an 8370R on the Pro Stock side.
Remember the 50-50 raffle, Sandwich Sports Boosters over there by the ladies building. It was at $10,000 as of 1 p.m. It's probably close to $12,000. The winner will be drawn tomorrow.
It was at 11:05 at 6 p.m. I told you that, but you forgot.
All right. We're close to $12,000 now then.
It's
probably
close to 12,000.
All right, 50-50 tickets for the Sandwich Sports Boosters, and help the kids out over there by the ladies building. Pick them up on your way out.
And I'm still not sure the ladies realize that's going on.
That they're gambling by the ladies
They're not
building?
gambling. They're not gambling. There's no wagering. It's an exhibition, not a competition. There's no wagering.
This is actually a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser.
You can raffle off a shotgun, but you can't sell one. Just saying.
Get out and help the kids.
Steve Burge, lock and load. Up next on the diesel superstock side, 8,000 pound and multiple turbochargers under the hood. Got the green flag. Let's see what he can do. Steve Burge coming your way with lock and load. Nice pass. Get the distance for him in just a second. On the grandstand side, Tim Vorwald with an 8370R John Deere. Distance for lock and load, 312.585. Good enough for second spot, 312.585. We've got people watching us in Minnesota, Tennessee, Florida, Indiana, Northwest Ohio. We got people all over the United States watching us tonight, Mark.
Nationwide, NTPA.
Yeah, buddy, ntpa.tv. Oh, I don't know what happened, but something did. We'll get the distance in just a second. $219.900, good enough for sixth spot for Tim. 219.900 for Tim Thorwald. That should bring up Tim Kane out of New Palestine, Indiana, with the red gambler on the pro stock side. And I'll bring up Esden Lane from Dayton, Minnesota. Finished second this afternoon with the Red Line Fever. They call him the King of Smoke. And if you've been a diesel superstock fan of any distance or any time, you know the name Esden Lane. Them Boy Scouts are hoofing a lot of popcorn and peanuts, you know it, Mark?
They've been working their butts off all day. They were here Thursday night, they were here noon today, and now they're back working on those community service merit badges.
What did they do last night, you reckon? Go to the concert?
They might have gone to that concert. Maybe they just rested.
Okay. Pretty wild ride for Esden. Esden Lane, the King of Smoke. I'd say he just moved into second place. What do you think? Yes, he did. 331.525. Good enough for second spot. 331.525 for Red Line Fever, the King of Smoke. Tim Kane from New Palestine, Indiana, with a red gambler up next on the pro stock side. So how many of you are having a good time tonight at the Sandwich Fair, huh? Woo, yeah, cool. Well, I am too. I've never been to one of these before, but I find it quite interesting and pretty exciting. Well, I could be lying about one of those things I said. The only part I lied about was the fact that I've never been to one before. I don't know why you guys are leaving me, a few of you are leaving so early. Part of you are going to the portalette, not that I'm watching you, and part of you are going to get a corn dog and a lemon shake-up, and part of you are going to get nachos. But some of you are leaving, and I just don't know why. Is it something I said? Surely not. You're going to get ice cream? All right. At least you knew where you was going. Tim Kaine, Red Gambler. Yeah, buddy, spun it in right there. Get to this in just a second. Now, if you guys wake up in the middle of the night going, woohoo, I want you to send me a Facebook message and tell me about it tomorrow, okay? Not that I need to know what you do of an evening, but if you yell yoo-hoo doing it, I want to know. $315.415 for Tim Kaine, the Red Gambler. Good enough for 6 spot. 315.415. Travis Slaball with the Bone Twister up next out of Marengo, Iowa. The Bone Twister. Past Grand National point champion, always one tough to beat. He had a rough summer this summer. Tore up a lot of stuff. There's a TikTok of him that says, how do you turn around a superstock tractor in the shop? And they've actually got it by the roll cage with no motor in it and spun it around and set it back down off the A-frame in the shop. I personally probably wouldn't have thought of that, but they did. The Bone Twister. Got a green light, wait for the green flag, he's got it. Let's see what he can do. It's up to him. Remember, they got 3 or 4 turbochargers under the hood, 300 plus manifold pounds of pressure. You with your Banks turbo thinks 30 pounds is awesome. All right. Woohoo! Woohoo! It started going left and he hit the brake. You see the frame twist and it go back to the right a little bit? That's how they steer them with the rear brakes. He jabbed the brake and it come back, but he lost some distance when he did that. Every time you touch a brake, you lose momentum and distance. But he didn't want to go out of bounds, and I don't blame him. 333.465, good enough for second spot, Travis. 333.465, good enough for second tonight. On the Pro Stock side, it's an orange one. That is Brian Stramick, our only orange one, Youngblood. Brian Stramick out of Williamsburg, Missouri. The Youngblood Pro Stock edition coming up next.
Hey, how about a hand for this track crew? They've done a great job tonight. Right there after every pole, keeping everything moving along. Give them a hand. These guys, they've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning working on this track.
Oh, heck, give them a woohoo! There you go.
Yep, they worked hard. Bernie, Chad, Scott, the whole crew, they've been out here. They've kept the track in excellent shape for 3 big poles.
Out there watering the heck out of it at 4 in the morning. We appreciate it. They build a heck of a good track. Youngblood, Brian Schranik, coming your way on the Pro Stock side. Yeah, buddy, see the back axle of that sled off the ground? Every bit of weight they got's on top of them. Nice run for Brian. .343.675, good enough for third. 343.675. Somebody just texted me watching on live stream and said, you're saying good run after every time. What if somebody doesn't have a good run? I said, well, I probably won't say good run then. My goodness, come on, man. I might say, oh, that didn't sound good. Or, oh, did you hear his wallet just open up? My goodness. You know, young man, you're getting better at dragging that wagon. You haven't hit that bike rack the rest of the night that I know of. So, up next, Chris Brackner, Emerald, Wisconsin, with the long haul harvester up next on the Superstock side. And should be Jason Rahman from Farley, Iowa on the Pro Stock side with his 8360R.
And some other guys have been out there working all day. The Thatcher boys are down there on the hook end. And Jesse Hansen, where are you at, Jesse? Give him a wave to the fans, Jesse. Everybody wave to Jesse. Jesse Hansen, Chris Wilson down there on the unhook end.
Why do we have to wave at Jesse and the other guys?
Well, Jesse's a Green Bay Packer. I like that better. Go Pack, go.
Jack Wishmar's coming back in on the Pro Stock side with the Whiskey Wild tractor. What about the guys back there doing drawbar and weighing scales and stuff? They're back there. What about those guys? We need to thank them too.
We got to thank all them guys. There's a lot of people put this show together.
Yep.
Some of them you'll never see, but they're out there working hard. The tractors are coming right up. Great crew all day long. Gene Frieders puts on a great show here.
Excellent crew. Excellent crew. Yes. I'm proud to be a part of it, aren't you?
I am very a part of it. Larry, it's just wonderful work with you.
Well, that part was a lie, but Mark, don't lie to me. Please?
Big 3 days, Larry, for me. Big 3 days to see you here. So.
Well, I only seen you 2 of them, but there was 3 sessions, so have you taken your medication? 3 shows. You have taken your medicine today, haven't you? I took an extra dose between sessions.
Wednesday night you got medicine, I think.
Yeah, buddy, it was secondhand smoke on Wednesday night, but it was, oh man, it was good stuff, man.
Gave you a great Thursday night show.
Oh man, it was awesome. Anyway. Jack Wishmar up with Whiskey Wild, Brownstown, Indiana on the Pro Stock side. Pretty cool. And it had all the right sounds for a Pro Stock. It had a turbo winding up whistling, and then it did that hoo-choo-choo-choo at the end. 307.290, good enough for 8th spot. 307.290 for the Whiskey Wild tractor. Belonged to Jack Wishmeyer.
And we want to thank the people that provided the equipment that these guys have been using. Eltor for CAT equipment, Atlas Crane out of Ottawa, Alta equipment out of Peru and Bolingbrook, Jackson Transport from Seneca, Illinois, Bird Farms, Casey Equipment, thanks to McCann Industries, their case construction dealer, Frieder's Buildings, Midwest Access Solutions, Y-Tech Excavating, Four Season Landscape, Sunbelt Rentals, West Side Tractor, United Rentals, and Everett and Wim Vandemer. Thanks for these guys for sponsoring this equipment to keep this show rolling.
Going to bring up Chris Rackner up next out of Emerald, Wisconsin with a long haul harvester on the superstock side. Wonder if they've got any t-shirts left. That's the official event shirt at the NTPA trailer. I know they were low when we started tonight. Long haul harvester up next on the diesel superstock side. Well, you know, when I look across at the midway mark, I see all kinds of foods I shouldn't eat as far as what they have. But you know what? What I do eat the most of is those delicious jumbo corn dogs, nachos, and lemon shake-ups over here.
You can't go wrong with that, Larry.
No, the McKinney family does a great job, and they got a stand over there, they got a stand over here.
It's the fair only comes once a year, so go ahead, indulge.
Do you know how many I attend once a year fairs? I may come to the sandwich fair once a year, but ladies and gentlemen, I attend a few other fairs. And fair food and fat guys really shouldn't mix. I have a doctor's appointment Monday, and I'm pretty sure my sugar will dictate that I'm not going to make it. I'm going to call and cancel it. Just saying.
Wait a week.
Yeah, wait a week and fast before the 7 days. Long haul harvester out of Wisconsin, Chris Rackner up next on the superstock side. All right, somewhere past the 300-foot mark. We'll get the distance for you in just a second. On the pro stock side, it should be Jason Rahman from Farley, Iowa. Is that correct? Pretty sure Jason's up. Yeah, okay, good. I was right. With his 8360R. That's not good. That's not good. Might be a good time to remind everybody there's no smoking in the grandstand. Or in the campground, for that matter. And the stuff that was in the campground the other night that I smelled coming across through my camper smelled like burning baling twine. You know? That old yellow baling twine that wasn't treated. That old yellow smoke rolling around in that. Anyway, 264.245. Good enough for 9th spot. 264.245. On the superstock side, that's going to bring up Doug Meisinger with the Scrappy tractor out of Goodland, Kansas. Doug doesn't run much with us. Doug Meisinger up next with the Scrappy tractor.
You come a long ways if you come from Goodland, Kansas.
Well, you know what? It's worth it.
Yes, it is.
Think about
Sandwich Fair.
It's worth it. And he's also building the new tractor that Beer Money's going to have. Beer Money's building a diesel super, and Mr. Meisinger's going to haul it, build it, and then haul it. And more power to him. If he can get Beer Money to pay him to build the tractor, then pay him to haul the tractor, then pay him to drive the tractor, I would assume he'd get the checks made out to him.
We're glad to have him here at the Sandwich Fair.
Yes, we are.
Minneapolis Moline.
Good-looking tractor he calls Scrappy. Runs mostly with the Outlaw pulling circuit. Very competitive over there. I've been affiliated with the Full Pull App people all summer, and I know they did an Outlaw event. He was over there with them. He's a regular in the Outlaw circuit. Doug Meisinger up next with a Moline called Scrappy. Yeah, buddy, what do you think, huh? I think I'll go run with the NTPA boys, and he done a dang fine job. Doug Meisinger, Scrappy. 337.280, good enough for second place. Let him hear you. Woo! Welcome to NTPA there, Doug. 337.280. So, on the Pro Stock side, should be Brent Meyer, our point leader, and probably soon to be our point winner, I believe. Who's second place behind him? And Simon's behind him. Brent Meyer, our current point leader, injected funds out of Red Granite, Wisconsin. Up next. Joe Degenhard will be up next on the Superstock side out of Norwalk, Wisconsin, with the Degenhard will be up next on the Superstock. But Brent Meyer on the Pro Stock side injected funds. Get the distance for you in just a second. Remember, he's your current point leader. Get cleaned up and come out of that choppy stuff. 311.615. 311.615. Good enough for 8th spot tonight's competition. I don't know how that'll affect the points, but it's got to affect it some. Joe Degenhard up next out of Norwalk, Wisconsin with the Diggin' Hard tractor. NTPA just had an event up there in Norwalk a few weeks ago. His hometown. Oh my, he had to hit the brake too. Nice pass, but he had to hit the brake too to keep it in bounds. Once you hit the brake, it takes distance out, but still had a very nice run. Brett Meyer, you are the point champion, I do believe. Let him hear you over there, that pro stock going back down there. Joe Degenhart distance, 324.205. Good enough for 5th spot, 324.205. Scorekeepers. Now you point winners, we're going to wait till the competition's over tonight, and then you're going to come down here on the grassy knoll in front of the announcer stand and get plaques awarded. One tractor to go over there. Pro stock. And that was Kevin Smucker.
Yeah.
Kevin Smucker dropped. Diesel Superstocks are done. They're done. First place, congratulations again to Mr. Matt Goodwin. You won this afternoon and you won tonight. Woo-hoo! He went 350.065. Second place, Doug Meisinger, Scrappy at 337.28. Travis Sweball with the Bone Twister got third at 333 and change. Eston Lane got 4th at 331, and Joe Degenhart got 5th at 324. That's how they finished the top 5 in the Diesel Superstock class. And the point champion for the Diesel Superstock class ran this afternoon, had trouble, couldn't come back, but he had a good enough lead. The point champion is the Super Rooster out of Petersburg, Indiana. On the Pro Stock side, Kevin Smucker with the Get Her Done Deer out of Louisville, Ohio. Is this our last vehicle for tonight? This is our last vehicle, and then we're going to need you point champions down here, not with your tractor, just with you down here for plaque presentation. Scott Frieders, we're going to need you down here in front of the grandstand, or in front of the announcer tower. This is the last tractor, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Get Her Done Deer. All right, spun it in right there. Woo-hoo! We'll get the distance in just a second. Here are the Enderley 5 for the Pro Stock qualifiers for Enderley Pull-Off. Injected Funds, Loud and Heavy, Mac Nasty, Mac Daddy, and Billet Binder are the qualifiers for the Enderley Pull-Off in the Pro Stock division. Distance for Kevin Smucker, 329.305. Good enough for fifth spot, 329.305. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot thank you enough for coming out and watching us play tonight. It's been my pleasure to talk to you. Hope I haven't offended too many of you. I tried to offend all of you, and hopefully I didn't offend any of you. But I can't tell you how much I enjoy coming up here every 51 weeks and visiting with you guys, my tractor pull family in DeKalb County. Here's how they finished. Here's how they finished in the Pro Stock class. Jack Mays, first place at 347.9. Brandon Simon with Loud and Heavy at 346 and change. Brian Stramick at 343 for third. James Ray at 336.2 for fourth. And fifth place, Kevin Smucker just ran at 329. That's how they finished the top five. But seriously, I thank each and every one of you for coming. If you're driving a Cummins pickup, roll coal only if it's a Prius behind you. Not a Tesla, because they got a self-steering. They don't need to see. But anyway, have a safe trip home. God love each and every one of you. God bless each and every one of you. And thanks for coming to this NTPA event at the 135th Sandwich Fair. Woohoo! You're right. You just wouldn't think a 314-pound man would say that, would you? I don't know any better, and I ain't got no sense. I was an only child. They smacked my mother and said, "Don't you ever do that again." True story. Up the top. So we need our points champions, end of season point champions down here on the grassy knoll in front of the announcer's tower, and we also need Scott Frieders to come down here and announce it, because my fat butt would waddle down there. You know, Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Yes, I do. Yeah, well. Remember, send me a Facebook message tonight when you go, yoo-hoo, in your sleep. I said that somewhere, and I think I got like 30 people said, I said woohoo. Okay. You guys are the best, though. Of everywhere I've been all summer, collectively, you're the best woohoo I got. See? It'd be a good time to be a minister right now. But go down that way on the east side here, seriously, the NTPA merchandise trailer, the Beer Money merchandise trailer. Get you some merchandise on your way home. Do some Christmas shopping. You can also go online and shop NTPA, but it's right here. Save that shipping. Jeez. That's both flattering and starting to get annoying, but that's okay. No, you guys, love each and every one of you. Glad you're out here. Glad you're having fun. If I can't have a little fun and laugh a little bit each day, I don't honestly care to take another breath. The good Lord could take me right now. And I could share that with you guys, especially you young folks. You know how much I have to monitor what I say because of you young people? Yeah, no. Yeah, you can. It's called First Amendment, but I would catch heck later, trust me. Yeah, First Amendment's fine as long as nobody's listening. But you guys listen very well. If you go out there and have fun on the Midway, spend some money out there. Don't just waddle to your car and go home. But you can stop by and get a corn dog or nachos or whatever. We've even got young people waving at me that, I can be within 1,000 feet of a school again. That's what I like about it. I really can. And I have a letter from the Indiana Department of Corrections that says it's okay for me to be in Illinois. Well, they have to extend that whole work release thing when it's out of the state, Seriously, you're going to be going woohoo on the way home. What? You need a microphone? Didn't you bring it down there? He's got it in his hand. You know what? He's coming right down. Did you say woo-hoo from the Porta-Johns? Come on, guys. I know Larry's kind of sick, but I'm not that sick. Well, maybe. Depends on who's coming out of the Porta-John. Anyway, one heck of a crowd tonight. Now we're going to go trackside with Scott Frieders as we present end of season point champion. Scott, you got it, man. That was kind of a build-up.
Thanks, Larry.
Oh, I'm staying here. I'm going to monitor this time. I'm going to take photos this time. When he's talking and trying to do something professional like, and you're not used to professionalism. I've ruined you. But when Scott starts talking, don't woo-hoo, guys.
The football thing? You want to do campaign?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, let's do Kent first.
He's there.
Yep.
He's ready. Nope, can't read it through it.
Super farm. Let's do this one. Super?
Maybe?
Superstock diesel. Yep.
Make sure and get her in the picture.
Scoot over this way, guys. Get away from that speaker.
Well, Kent, on behalf of the Sandwich Fair Association, I want to congratulate you on your 2023 Grand National Superstock Diesel Tractor Championship.
Hey, we sure appreciate it. You know, look, we got really good bunch of competition in our class. Everybody good to get along with. Help you anything you need. I got to thank my wife. She does a lot of this for helping get us down the track. Weimer Fuel Injection, Cody with Course Instruments, Linky, Riverside Engines, Chad Mayhill. There's a lot of people that help us get down the track. And like I said, you guys put on one hell of a good pull here. The track is always super good. You've got good people to work with. We sure appreciate it and hope we can come back.
We appreciate it too, Kent. We'll see you next year.
Thank you.
Wonderful. That's most important. Even if it's slightly down. We may have Simon already.
Yeah, let's do Simon's.
Sunlight really helps.
With the largest pit crew, please report to the stand in the front.
Well, no wonder you guys bring so many haulers. You got so many people to come with you.
Yeah.
On behalf of the Sandwich Fair Association, we'd like to congratulate you on your 2023 Grand National Modified Championship. We're glad to have you guys here and glad you could wrap it up here at the fair tonight.
Yeah, thanks to everyone at Sandwich Fair, NTPA, Sampico, Lubricants, Simon's Trucking, my brother for all he does, and my wife and kids, and Jordan and Brad and Norm's with us, and my buddy Austin Ament and Ron help a lot with the pro stocks. And I mean, it takes a lot of stuff to make this all happen, and MBR for everything they do for us, and Chad Mayhill for the tires, Ricky Long for selling us a bad piece, and Modern Machine for everything they do for us, and I just can't thank everybody enough.
Congratulations again.
No, look forward.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Just feel they were all in there.
Alright, who we got next? Super Farm?
Super Farm and Pro Stock.
Let's do the Super Farm. Who got the Super Farm?
Super Farm is Ryan Anderson, right?
No. Who got
Greg and Russ Freeze.
Oh, that's right.
Greg and Russ Freeze? Okay.
They were.
I'm not talking.
You're not? Okay. If I got to, you have to. Russ and Greg, on behalf of the Sandwich Fair Association, I'd like to congratulate you on your 2023 Super Farm Grand National Championship. Who wants a plaque?
Thank you.
We don't want to talk, so I guess you are.
So, I'd like to thank High Torque. Oh, do I need to start over? No, just swallow it. I'd like to thank High Torque, Marlette, Nichols Tire, Limke, Apex, Shad, all my competitors, all my family and crew, and everybody that I left out.
Congratulations. Thank you guys for coming. Yep. Number one. Thank you guys. We'll see you next year.
Everybody on the roadside.
Brent.
I know, it's like,
Huh? Yeah. You guys too?
Brent.
Oh, Brent. Okay. Get my microphone in the right hand here. Brent, on behalf of the Sandwich Fair Association, I'd like to present this plaque to you for your 2023 Grand National Pro Stock Championship. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just want to take and say thanks to the Sandwich Fair. It was a good track. I got to thank Simons for selling me such a good piece. And on top of that, Brad, Jordan, RJ, Brandon, I mean, they've just been great to me. I can tell you right now that I would not be here in this position if it wasn't for them. So I definitely really appreciate it. And thanks to Lauren for letting me do this, Lincoln Diesel Specialties, which is a big sponsor of ours, Caleb for the long drives and putting up for this, Dad for going to 90% of the polls. Without everyone behind me, couldn't take and do it. Need to thank Riverside Engines, Weimer Fuel Injection, and Chad Mayhill that puts a nice cut on those tires. And Aubrey's at home too. You can, thanks.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything. We'll see you next year.
Good job. Good job, Caleb.